Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Taylor and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be using the new April Diamond Birthstone palette from Bh Cosmetics. If you didn't know, Bh Cosmetics has a new mini palette like this coming out every month for every birthstone. In today's video, I will be showing you guys swatches of this palette and also doing two different eyeshadow looks with this palette. So if you are interested, just keep watching. Before we start the video, don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you. Also, make sure you have your post notifications turned on so you don't miss an upload. I am going to be having a spring giveaway coming very soon that you definitely don't want to miss. Let's start the video. This is the April Diamond Birthstone palette from Bh Cosmetics. This retails for $9 and you can find it on bhcosmetics.com. I will leave the link in the description of the video if you guys are interested. There is a birthstone palette for each month so far and many more to come in the future. This is a 7-pan palette. So I'm going to be showing you guys some swatches and then creating two different looks using this eyeshadow palette. The first shadow is named Diamond. That's actually the name of the palette. It is a light silver shimmer shadow. Next we have a matte shadow. It's called Neutral. This is a very light colored matte shadow. I think this shadow would be used more for like a transition shade because it's not too dark. Then we have this brown shade right here. It's more of a terracotta brown, I would say. It's really pigmented. Then we have this shadow right here, and on camera and in the swatches it looks to be like a peach shadow, but actually when you apply it, it is more pink. Definitely more pink. Then I have this silver shimmer shadow, and it is very silver. The first shimmer shadow is more of a white shimmer, and this is definitely more of a shimmer. And then we have a black eyeshadow. This is a matte eyeshadow, but it does have some sparkly flakes in it, which I think is super cool. And then we have a glitter, and it is a silver glitter. It's very pigmented and very sparkly.
Not even. Okay. Scratches. Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to be doing is priming my eyelids, and I'm going to be doing that with concealer. I always use concealer to prime my eyelids. That's just what I prefer. If you prefer a eyeshadow primer, definitely go ahead and use that. But so I'm just applying that concealer, and then I'm going to buff it out with my beauty blender. And then it's ready to start applying the eyeshadow. And the first shade I am going to be using is that black shade right there, and I'm going to be using a small mini blending brush to use that shade, and I'm going to be applying that into the outer corner of my eye and then blending it all along the crease of my eye. And I'm going to be blending it a little bit above the crease of my eye just so that dark shadow peaks above my crease when I look up, because I do have hooded eyes. So I want this look to be more of a deep look. So I'm just going to be blending that a little bit above my crease. And then I'm going to be doing the same steps to my other eye. And this black shadow is very pigmented. So definitely a little goes a long ways. Next, I am going to be going into this brown shade right here, and I am going to be using another mini blending brush and blending out that black shade with this brown shade right here. So I am just going to be blending that all along where I applied that black shade. I'm going to be going in circular and back and forth motions and blending those two shades together so they meet seamlessly, so there's no harsh line where the two shadows meet. I want it to be blended together very seamlessly and perfect. Basically, the more you blend, the more your shadows are going to blend together. So I'm just going to keep blending until my shadows are blended together how I want. And then I'm going to be doing the same thing to my other eye. Just going in back and forth in circular motions and really packing that shade down along the edge of where that black shadow is, so those two shades can meet together. I do apologize for the angle on my camera today. I didn't notice how off it was, but I am getting a totally new setup coming very soon, and I'm really excited. And I'm going to show you guys my whole setup in a separate video. So definitely stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for higher quality videos. So basically you can't blend too much, so I'm just blending and blending and blending until I get what I want for the two shadows to meet together. Next, I'm going to be going into the shade Lover, and I definitely thought this was more of a brownish peach shadow, but when I applied it, it definitely went a lot more pink, like I said before with the swatches. So this look definitely went a totally different way than I was envisioning in my head. So, but it actually turned out really well still, but definitely this is a lot more of a pink shadow than it looks in the palette. And I'm just going to be blending out that brown shadow with this peachish pink shadow. And I'm just going to be blending until those two shadows meet together, so everything is just blended together. There's no harsh lines where shadows meet, and everything just looks seamless. I'm going in the back and forth circular motions like I did before, and I'm just going to keep blending and blending and blending like I said before, until I get the look I want. And like I said, you can't blend too much. The more you blend, I just personally think the better your eyeshadow look is going to turn out. So I'm just blending, and then I'm going to be taking a fluffy blending brush with no product on it and blend everything out even more, just so everything is blended together even more. And now I'm going to be taking a flat defining brush, and I'm going to be going in with that black shadow right there. And I really do love this black shadow because it is a black matte shadow, but it also has some shimmer like glitter flakes in it, and I think that's really cool. So I'm just going to be taking that and running it along my lower lash line. And again, I apologize because I am going off camera right here and I did not realize it was so bad, but basically I am just taking that brush and running it as close to my waterline as possible down in my lower lash line. And then I am going to be taking that mini fluffy blending brush and going into that brown shadow right there, and I am going to be blending out that black I just ran along my waterline. I am going to be taking this brown shadow and blending it out, basically doing the same steps I did to the top of my eye on my eyelid, but doing it in reverse and doing it underneath my eye for my waterline. And again, I'm going off camera, So basically I'm just blending it back and forth motions and blending those two shadows together, just so there's no harsh line as well. You don't want the black to stand out and not be blended together with this brown shade. So I'm just going in back and forth motions and blending that all together. And I'm being very careful because I personally don't like for my lower lash line to be really super thick and go down a long way. I just don't think that looks good. It kind of looks like you have a black eye maybe. So I'm keeping it as close to my lash line as possible. And then I'm going to be going in with that peach shadow and just blending out that brown shadow I applied on my lower lash line. Like I said, it's basically the same steps I did to my eyelid, just down here on my lower lash line. And now I am going to be taking a flat packing brush and going into the shade Stunning. This is a silver shimmer eyeshadow. And I am going to be taking that and I'm going to be packing that all over my eyelid. I am not doing a fancy cut crease or anything. I'm just going to be placing that all over my eyelid for more of a messy look. I am placing that shadow where I would place it if I was cutting my crease, but I'm not going to be like so perfect. It's just going to be kind of messy, and I'm just kind of placing that all over my eyelid right there. And I'm going to do the same thing to my other eye as well. So I think the shimmer eyeshadow is so pigmented. It's super creamy and it is so pretty. And along with the matte shadows, they're super pigmented too, blend well. And I really like the formula of this palette. I am just going to be going back in with that black shade right there and blending together where the shimmer shadow and the matte shadows meet. So there's no like harsh line where the shimmer shadow stops. So I'm just going to be blending those two shadows together. And like I was saying, I really am loving this formula of eyeshadow. I haven't used too much Bh Cosmetics eyeshadow before, but I have used enough to say that this formula is way better than like the Take Me Back to Brazil palette or anything like that. And I'm really impressed with the formula because it did blend well and the shimmers are very pretty and creamy. So here is my final look. It is more of a dark, kind of smoky eye, I would call it. I just added some lashes and some liner, and it looks super cute, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. Now I'm ready to start on my second look, and this look is going to be more simple and basic. It's not going to be super glam like the last look. So I'm just priming my eyelids with concealer. Like I said before, this is just what I do. If you want to use an eyeshadow primer, then go for it. But I prefer using concealer. And I'm just going to be taking the back of my beauty blender and buffing that all in on my eyelid. And then I am going to be going in with that first shadow is going to be that brown shade right there. And I'm going to be using a mini blending brush to apply that, and I'm just going to be applying that on the outer corner and along the crease of my eye. Like I said, I do have hooded eyes, so I will be applying that shade just a little bit above the crease of my eye, so the darker shadow does peek over the crease of my eye when I do look up because I do have hooded eyes. So I'm just going to be applying that shadow, and then I will do the same thing to my other eye. Now I am going to be taking a mini blending brush, and I am going to be going in with that peaches pink shadow right there, and I am going to be blending out the brown shadow I just applied. So I am going to be applying that all along the edge of that shadow I just applied, and I will be going in back and forth in circular motions to blend those two shades together. And I think that these two shadows blended together perfectly. They're very close in the same like shade range, I would say, so they blended together really well. And then I will just do the same thing to the my other eye. Like I said, just going in those back and forth circular motions and blending and blending and blending until I am happy with how the two shadows are blended together. Like I said, you can't blend too much, so I'm just going to be making sure those shadows are blended together so there's no harsh lines where the shadows meet. I am going to be taking a fluffy blending brush with no product on it and just blend those two shadows and everything out even more so there's no harsh lines, and I'm going to be just blending everything even more. And I actually did mess up right here. I did actually, instead of using the shade Stunning, I actually used the shade Diamond. So I'm really sorry for that. So now I'm just going to be applying the shade Diamond all over my eyelid. Like I did in the previous look, I'm just going to kind of messy put that all on my eyelid. Nothing too perfect, just kind of placing it where I would normally cut my crease. And I'm just going to do the same thing to the other eye. This is a really pretty shadow. It's more of a white with a little bit of silver, I would say, like a light silver shimmer. So it's super pretty and I really like it. Now I'm just going to be going in with that dark terracotta brown color, and I'm going to be doing my lower lash line. Nothing too crazy. I'm just going to be taking my blending brush and just blending some of that shadow down there along my lower lash line just so those shadows connect. Okay, so here is the final look, and I didn't do anything too crazy. I just applied some mascara and kept the look super simple. You definitely could apply some mascara and eyeliner or even fake lashes if that's what you want, but I kept it more simple, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's super simple but still super pretty. Alright guys, that is all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.